Tada!
Hello, everybody.
Welcome.
Welcome to another episode of Labs Talk.
Welcome, Verena. How are you?
Welcome. Nice to having me in your show,
Yeah.
Andreas and Sven.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
we have a very cool topic today. We talk about the women in tech.
but let's talk about. Let's do a quick recap. We had a couple of very interesting episodes just recently. We had another female guest just recently. We spoke to Marielle Ehrmann only 3 weeks back, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
You remember what that was about?
Yeah, it was all about security, right? And I remember that I was. It's also a very hot day today. But I think with Marielle, I was mainly sweating because of the topic, right? So it was all about security and what could go wrong when you code and what could go wrong when you maybe release your software and hackers and also really physical security. I remember physical security, like leaving doors open and stuff like that, right? So also, I was a bit nervous, but I shouldn't have been in the end, actually. So
also another topic that Marielle mentioned, she never announces her bike tours on social media before she actually goes out, because there's automated services that announce that you're out, and she never does that. That's a risk she wouldn't take. But the interesting part, we did a little bit of talking about road biking. Maybe that's a question for you, Verena. Do you go road biking?
First, I heard Marielle's topic and talk with you, and I love road biking. And it was interesting because she talked about tours in France, I think, and was amazing. So maybe I plan my next road trip also there with my road bike.
Are you not happy with Munich anymore?
I'm very happy. So last weekend I do a cycle from Munich to Salzburg. Was beautiful. So Chiemsee area is very beautiful too.
Oh, that's quite a decent distance, Munich to Salzburg.
Yeah, but I just want to say we live in a beautiful area here, right? And we're recording live from SAP Labs Munich, so we're really, it's really lovely actually, right? So I'm often cycling to work even and still enjoy it. It will be different in winter probably, but right now it's beautiful actually, and it's awesome.
But let's move on a little bit. We're not here to talk about road bikes and bike tours, even though it's a favorite topic in our spare time. Verena, you work for Women in Tech. Maybe let's start and you give us a quick intro of what Women in Tech is, what you do here in SAP.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I'm part of SAP Women in Tech, and this is our Wow Girl. Maybe yes. And we are a small team, a strategic team in the office of the COO. And we take care about the visibility of our female SAP employees about business expertise.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. And so that means there's a need for having special support for women in tech, and that's why your group exists. Is that correct?
Correct.
How would you phrase it?
Imagine 2017, there was a big stage on a developer event, SAP developer event, and guess how many women was on stage?
Like, no, come on, that's too obvious.
Yeah, that's very obvious. It reminds me of the World Economic Forum probably, or something like that. They have similar problems, I believe. So I must be 0 or...
Yeah. And this is the reason why we started with SAP Women in Tech.
Yeah.
And it's important. We have the experts, the female experts at SAP. We have 35% female employees, but we don't have 35% on the stages.
Mm-hmm. So getting back to this quick episode in Tech Ed that you described, where 0 women have been on stage, that was a turning point for the entire company. And I guess this is not just an initiative anymore, but this is your 100%. This is your full-time job to bring women, to give visibility to women, right? It's not just an initiative. It's nothing employee driven, but this is your role and your goal, and this is your job really, right?
That's correct. We have, in the meantime, a small team of 5 main members and take care about full-time. So this is our main job about, and enable the women and also offer some stages for to try the stages and improve their public speaking skills.
And that is all focused on SAP now, or do you also collaborate with other women networks, for example?
We collaborate with a lot of different non-profit organizations, but also with other companies, for partner companies, and also our customers. So, but we are really unique about to have a strategic team take care about this topic full time.
Very cool. So the 5 people basically you mentioned, right?
Yeah, and also work students, internships, fellowships.
But they're not all based in Munich.
No, I'm the only one. So here in Munich,
Cool. So basically, SAP strategically really placed a few people across Germany, or is this like a global organization then, or?
We working global, cross-board, and you can imagine we are a small team, so we cannot handle this alone. Therefore, we have 28 countries already with multipliers to help us to make a scalable our topics, our concepts to be also available, some offerings in different countries.
Yeah, very cool.
Talking about offerings, now that you're represented in 28 countries, what is it that you do? What is it that you offer to women in tech?
First of all, we offer enablement sessions, small sessions, but also learner journey. For example, there are more steps for offerings. Also, they bring already their presentation. They have, maybe they have in 2 weeks, big event. They need to present, and then we offer them also try runs, trust area they can try, and then they get feedback, not only from us.
A safe space, basically. A safe space to fall flat on your face, but then get up and try again, basically.
Then get feedback from different people, not only from us, also from different areas. Also, maybe employees, they don't have this topic on their own. So it's really about feedback, how stand in front of a camera or stand in the middle of a stage. What is with your body language? What is with your voice? Often female have the topic that the voice go up if they are getting nervous. And here you have some techniques to handle this.
Yeah, okay, very interesting.
Freeze, for example, is a very good.
Sounds a bit like a...
Can you explain that? Sorry.
Freeze.
You breathe basically, and then got it. Yeah.
Sounds a bit like a master class you give to.
We have also master class
trying to speak. Okay.
But this is more for keynote speakers. So they are already improved speakers, and they want to get the next topic.
Okay.
Yeah. So that we have on TechEd, DCOM, also keynote speakers, female.
And it reminds me a lot, actually, when I was studying in Vancouver, I believe, there was a group, I'm trying to remember the name, but it basically came together for public speaking. And I was a lousy public speaker at that time. And then you had like some 15, 20 sessions or so, and there was always feedback passed around. Toastmasters, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, it was called
International.
Toastmasters. Yeah. And so it was all about actually failing, to be honest with you. It was all about failing and more or less always constantly growing, basically, right? And trying out new things. And that was a great safe space to try things out. Yeah. Just realize, and it's probably very similar what you're trying to do, basically, right? In these workshops then.
Yes, but Toastmaster is an international non-profit organization. They offering this in each country, in each city. Also here in Munich, we have, 11 clubs, something like that, in different languages. And it's really a good idea to go into Toastmasters and try also to speak about not only business topics, to get improved about how to speak, body language, voice, handle the nervosity, something like that. And therefore, they offering speeches you have already prepared, but also spontaneous.
And I think another thing that really helps is networking, of course, right? And that actually brings me to, before we talk about networking, the importance maybe about networking, there is something called Business Women Network that we also have here at SAP. But can you maybe explain to us what's the difference between women in tech and the Business Women Network?
Good question. Business Women Network is an employee network in SAP, or not the only one. We have a lot of different employee networks, for example, Pride, moms, dads, amazing. A lot, I think 25 in total. And we work hand in hand together with this employee networks, not only with Businesswoman Network, but with them, very close. And they help us also to take care about our topic and help to present some events, also to give the female employees some stages. For example, last week we had this Women in Big Data event here in the Munich office. There we have the possibility to speak about a big audience. And this is, very good. So we're working hand in hand.
But they are employee-led, right? So
Yes.
that employee-led
Volunteer.
kind of means they're volunteers.
Yes.
They're not being paid for that, while for you, it's really your 100% job, basically.
With that, allow me that question, and only to get back to that quick episode that you described how all of this started. Like 2017, there were 0 women on stage in TechEd. How many women have been on stage this year?
Different to answer because we don't have reporting about how many.
Give
but
contrast.
it's not like a sprint; it's a marathon. So we're getting to improve, and we have a lot smaller stages than TechEd or the DCOM. We have already a diverse speaker on stage, but sure, big events is very difficult. Sometimes we have our board on stage, so. Our board is not, we have not a lot of female board members at this time. So it's difficult sometimes. But we work hand in hand together with the colleagues. They are, responsible for the events and help them and find also if they don't find someone about our network and try to find female speakers for a special topic, for example. Also, we have a speaker search. You know this already in People's?
So this is our internal SAP, I would say, contact list, right? Where you can look up people in the different offices.
Yeah, each employee has an entrance
and
already.
You can search for speakers there, basically, right? Okay, cool. Actually, before we went into this business network side discussion, basically, I wanted to talk about networking and the importance of networking, right? And so that's also an area, I believe, where female speakers probably need to improve, right? Because I guess there are these networking events, and one thing leads to each other, to the next thing, basically, right? And suddenly you discover there's a new event, and they're looking for speakers, maybe, and you have the right link or something like that where you can sign up also. So how are you trying to improve the situation with networking when it comes to women in tech?
Yes, networking is very important.
Yeah.
Sure. Also, when we setting some female speaker in external events, this is handled by networking, also personal networking, because you trust someone in your network and then you have a relationship. And this is, I think, one of the most important thing I learned in my career, that networking is.
So you have to be present at all these things, basically. Yeah. Right? So is there a reason why there are not so many women at tech events, basically? So I mean, I see this all the time, basically. When I go to my Web3 Banana Conf events, for example, in Talent, for example, they actually had like 40-60, which already is very good, I believe, right? But there are other events where you have literally no women, actually, right?
So what is the reason? Because there are issue in the entire industry, I suppose. It's like not a new phenomenon.
So can you talk about, or can you tell us a little bit what might be women holding back from coming to these events, actually? Are they just simply shy, or are they really kind of don't have the okay to go from their managers or something like that, right? Or they're not interested? So is this really what could be a reason, and how can we fix that, basically, right?
I guess this is not only one thing. So one thing is maybe one study shows that young girls are getting less interesting about tech topics when they're growing up, and boys growing up for interesting of tech things. Then I think the next step is when you study something.
Yeah.
The framework study, for example, informatics, physics, chemistry, is you're sitting in this classroom. Yeah. Maybe the only female one. So the setting is not so easy, I think.
So that means,
maybe sometimes it's not so fun as it was when you have 50-50.
But that means we need more role models, basically,
yes,
right? We need more female role models that are visible. So other women feel inspired, basically.
Yes,
right?
in the transparency that, for example, SAP offers a lot of different roles and different, you don't need to sit in a dark room and code the whole day. So we are also good examples. There are some other roles in IT, and SAP, I think it's a good company to show what we have. And we have a lot of also published some interviews with colleagues to show how was their career going on. And sometimes they study art. They're coming not from the IT topic. And the one point is also, if you are maybe studying informatics, then to stay in this area, because sometimes the area is also not so nice maybe for women, and then they say, okay, I try something else. So we have also this problem.
In the entire situation, guess these to find these role models and to basically advertise the situation. What role does, say, allyship play a role? I guess we're the typical stereotype for podcast hosts. We're two old white dudes running a podcast show on the internet. That's very stereotyped, but that's what it is. Do we at all play a role, or what role do men at all play to
men play a big role, sure. We need them for bridge building, for support us, because we are in this area, tech industry, we are maybe a small part as women. So we need this power of the men. They say, okay, I know someone, a female colleague, they are perfect expert speaker for topic BTP. And then, give this information to the event people. They making the agenda, fitting the agenda, and then something happen. And therefore we need you, and also to take part of and also take care to maybe help them to say, yes, I know you are an expert, but maybe you are not a perfect speaker. But what you say before, speaking is possible to learn by speaking, and therefore you need to practice. And this is also what we offer. We need offering for practice your public speaking skills.
And with that, I guess I can see many more episodes in this context coming. We're trying here to build bridges, not silos, right? And guess we do this for fun. Maybe there's more we can do for our audience here listening right now. Stay tuned. Maybe there's something to come up. But beyond the networking aspect and the support that we can offer, women in tech and diversity as such, that must have more business benefits. There must be more to this diversity that you're trying to drive. Can you talk about that aspect of your job and your goals a bit?
Yes, it's already everybody knows that if you have a diverse team, you get more innovation topics running, and you have different meanings and inspiring each other to grow.
So it's a cornerstone of innovation, basically, right? So diversity, and I mean, starting with adding women to the groups basically is like really the very beginning of diversity, I would say, right? But it should be it's a very fundamental part of diversity, and definitely adds to innovation.
And also motivate to try something new, because you say before maybe they are shy. They are shy sometimes. You need to say, try it. It's not hard. Sure, if you make some mistakes, but mistakes is okay, that you can grow for mistakes.
So really you also provide empowerment, basically, right? So you're
but this can do, everybody of us can do this.
Cool. Yeah, I had a topic in mind actually. No, I forgot about it.
You forgot about it?
Yeah, I forgot about the topic I wanted.
So if you, while you think about that, let's maybe go into the advertisement section.
I got it back.
You have your idea back. So we didn't prepare the banner, did we?
Can I
go for it
before you go into the last section? So I was wondering. So it's a bit like with everything in life. I mean, if we talk about the, let's say, climate change and using solar energy and things like that, there's always the question: how much do you force on that, basically, right? Do you force it, or do you let it naturally, basically, let the market decide, more or less, right? And I guess for women in tech, it could be a bit the same. So what's your position, basically? Should there be something like a quota, for example, where we say every internal SAP event or whatever external SAP event needs to have at least 1/3, 50% whatever women, for example? Would that be a good approach? And that reminds me a bit of us talking about Labs Talk, right? So we said at some point we want to have at least 50% women interviewing with us. And I think at some point we also gave a little bit up, basically, because it was very tough for certain topics to find women leaders, but for some we actually had we're lucky and we found good speakers, of course, right?
We
and
failed
good interviews.
to hit that goal, but we said it.
But because it's a chicken and egg situation, right? If you don't have role models out, then other women will not be inspired to do the same, right? And so maybe it is a good idea to actually try to come up with a quota, for example. Do you think that could be an approach, or is it an interesting approach?
There is already, I think, in marketing, they have 30% of speakers, female speakers on stage. But yeah, how hard you can handle this if you, in a situation, you need to have an event, and but therefore we are here. So you can ask for support, and then we try to support. Also internal SAP, but also externally. And I think this is important, that you go out of your comfort zone, your silo, like I did it always like this. So try something new things, and also try to do, maybe this is not the area lead for this topic. Maybe open the stage also for some external expert female speakers, maybe not on the same level, but also it could be maybe in a tandem. So we have this in one event from us. There was L1 and also really a female employee
the
expert,
highest level at SAP,
and bring them also, and she was in the background, and the expert was in the front and make everything. So was a good sign. So it is not important that every time the highest level is on the stage. Also maybe open to bring some with you. Support someone.
Cool. Question answered. Thank you. now we can continue with the normal show plan, basically.
Like, what is a normal show plan, anyways?
Yeah, I mean, it's just posted here, but anyway.
The show plan says advertisement. So we prepared a banner, did we?
Yes.
There is a website you wanted to talk about, right?
Yes. Now I'm very happy. Yes, we have with a collaboration of us, there is a research project. The name is 100 Tech Frauen. It's in German.
I didn't prepare the panel.
It's a German research project. And finally, we now in the end, and we have this big final event in Munich on the 10th of October. And SAP support this research project by getting interviews from SAP female employees to showing their career paths. And this is an open event. So everybody is in Munich is welcome to register in this event.
Is this the one?
Yes.
Perfect. Then I actually just created the banner. Okay. Yes.
I was just about to say we'll put it in the comments later. That's we maybe can do that too.
And this will be a great event. So we have very good speakers. We show the results. We have time for networking and also collaboration, everything. So will be perfect. So maybe you can also come, and then we can make a live something live.
Live
talk.
recording,
Yeah.
actually.
10th of October.
Some small interviews or something with
Yeah.
role models.
We can aim for it.
Yay.
Absolutely.
Sounds like a great source for actually talking to a lot of very inspiring women, actually, right? So
Yeah,
that's a
and
great idea.
expand your network,
Yes.
get new
Perfect.
new ideas,
Love it.
new persons. Perfect.
Thanks for the invite on the show. Very cool. So anything else you would like to mention? I think you prepared some things that every woman should actually do,
Yes.
right? To actually become more visible. So what are these 3 things? I'm very curious.
First, expand your expand your public speaking skills.
Yeah.
For example, take trainings, make enablements, also show tech talks. It's very interesting. And also the second is search by yourself for opportunities to speak.
Yeah.
There are a lot of opportunities, for example, in the Labs Talk,
Talking
Munich
Labs
show.
Talk, yeah.
And then involve also your manager to support you on this way. And one more thing, extend your personal business network.
Yeah, very cool. Actually, I think those are great tips. It's a lot of common sense, right? But apparently, it needs to be told and still done, right? So that's interesting. Yeah.
I guess it's important we keep talking about that, and I want to encourage you to come back to our show.
Yes, maybe I can have also a show and invite you. Then we can speak about
that would be
how
amazing.
you can help us.
Would be a great cooperation. Guess that's great final closing words. With that, Verena, thank you for being here and hope to see you soon.
Cool.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Let's wave into the camera. Bye-bye.
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 See you guys.